Counting your scars, see your dirty face. You always dry your tears at night. There's no one here you have to fear, but the fear still grows inside. It grows inside. Just keep up, soldier. It won't be easy to stand upright while you suffer all this pain. To stand upright and to face it all again. Whoa. And when they say you're nothing, try to resist them. You are not as vain as you think. Giving up is no solution. Don't you think it's time to move on? You gotta stand up when you're pushed down. Don't stay there sitting knocked down on the ground. And when you start to fall, forget your fear, 'cause you will have to rise above it. Then you're self-made.
Hello and welcome to the 2015 Nebula Formula C German Grand Prix. My name is Justin, and joining me, it's Miko.
Hey guys.
And today we're at Hockenheim for a 10-lap race around this wonderful circuit with a great mix of high-speed and low-speed corners. We should see lots of overtaking and side-by-side action, particularly at the hairpin, the turn 6 hairpin at the end of the long straight, and again into turn 8 with a high-speed first corner. We should see incidents at turn 1 on the opening lap, it wouldn't surprise me, and likely some changes of positions heading into turn 2 as well. In qualifying, it was Red Eye that took pole position for Raven West Motorsport. He was followed by his teammate D2G, so it's an all Raven West Motorsport front row as they lock out 1 and 2 position. Rival in third for Intel Motorsports. He's followed by Shino for Cusco Racing. In 5th position, it's Dr. DK. He's followed by the other Intel Motorsport car of Insomnia in 6th position. In 7th position, it is Eddie, and he's followed by Senna-esque. They're driving for Monster Energy Racing and Team Kicker, respectively. A little bit further back, it's going to be Jeb starting in 9th. He's got Walker right behind him for Razor Motorsports and for Team Kicker. And bringing up the rear, it's going to be Julius Caesar in this field of 11 cars for Oakley Motorsports as we prepare to go to the grid now and see what these guys can do in the race. So here we go. Lights are already coming on, and we're away quickly into this race on board with D2G, starting from that 2nd place position. And it does look like a good start for Red Eye. He's going to be heading into turn 1 unchallenged. It looked like D2G as well. Yeah, no challenging there. And Shino is in 4th position. He's got Dr. DK, though, right behind him. And Insomnia was alongside there just briefly for Dr. DK. Dr. DK shooting up the inside at turn number 2. He's run a little bit deep, though. It looks like he's going to lose out, actually. Insomnia moves up into 5th position. Dr. DK down into 6th position. Now on board once again with D2G as we head through the Parabolica, this very flat out left-hand corner. And he's got Red Eye just ahead of him. He's sizing him up, and he's got the inside line. It looks like he's already pretty much past him as we head into the turn 6 hairpin. Now he's got the inside line, but he's got a car along his inside there, and he actually loses the position. So Red Eye losing out on a couple of positions, dropping down to 3rd. Rival up into 1st now, I believe that was. Dr. DK still in 5th, or back into 5th position, I should say. He's got Shino on his left-hand side, but actually a very clean start here, Miko.
Yeah, not a lot of contact, but I guess there's a big slide from Red Eye. Yeah, as I was saying, that there's plenty of room to go, even 3 or 4 wide, so in terms of that, there shouldn't be too much contact, but we'll have to see as D2G just dips his rear wheel onto the gravel.
Yeah, went a little bit wide there through the mobile curb, getting some oversteer as well coming out of turn 12 as we're on board with Dr. DK, who did start this race in 5th position. He's in 5th position, but he's challenging Insomnia for that 4th place right now, and they're going to be side by side coming out of the final corner as we start the 2nd lap. D2G is moving a little bit slowly, just about making it 3 wide, but no, Dr. DK thinks better of it, lets Insomnia do the battling with D2G. They bang wheels a little bit there, run pretty wide. Shino's off the circuit as well. Lots of action going on here. So turn 1 on lap number 2 ended up being a lot more exciting than on the first lap, as I had predicted that it would be. Shino now losing a position to Jeb at turn number 2. Another very popular overtaking location, I expect, because of turn 1 being so fast and turn 2 being so slow. But up a little bit further up at the front, D2G now up into 3rd position after moving ahead of Insomnia. And again, it looks like nearly 3 wide into the hairpin now. And it looks like D2G is going to come out ahead of Insomnia. Was there some contact there in the background with Insomnia? And I think Dr. DK, I'm not sure, but it looks like Insomnia is still ahead as we head into the high-speed turn number 7, flat out in these Formula C cars, I assume, and heading into turn number 8. Insomnia now looking up the inside. D2G running a little bit wide. Insomnia gains the position. Can Dr. DK follow and do the same thing? He's got to go around the outside at turn number 10. Not an easy move to make there, and he's going to have to hold off for now.
Yeah, what an eventful couple of first laps here as we're approaching the end of lap 2 here, and it's looking like Red Eye, and I think that's Pushy. That's I think that's Insomnia who goes a little bit wide. As I was saying, these 2 guys in the front seem to be just edging away a little bit. Let's see if the others get any closer here.
Yep, D2G. Certainly not D2G. He's not getting any closer to the front, too, as he loses out to Insomnia. Dropped down to 5th position, actually. Oh, and it looks like Dr. DK with a pretty terrible first corner. Now he's the one that's losing out on a couple of positions, and not too far behind, actually. There are several more cars. This is at least a 5-car battle we got going on. Dr. DK with a little bit of wheel spin coming out of turn number 2 in the background there, we could see in the rearview mirror. D2G, though, focusing on Insomnia for that final podium position. As we head through the Parabolica now for the 3rd time in this race, they're going to be side by side heading into the turn 6 hairpin. D2G with the inside line should be able to make this move if he brakes late enough. It looks like Insomnia brakes ever so slightly later, tries to stick it around the outside. They got to give each other room. Shino runs very, very wide. I wouldn't be surprised. Yeah, he's going to lose out to Jeb there for sure. He could lose out. Nope, so it looks like Senna-esque didn't have a good enough exit to try and pressure him as we head into the turn number 7 sort of kink corner, as it were there. Braking right around the 100-meter board in these Formula C cars, down into 2nd gear, following very closely to Jeb there with a little bit of oversteer, drifting his way through turn number 10 as well there. I think that's going to put him under pressure from the Senna-esque as we head into the Mobile 1 corner, another very high-speed corner, slightly cambered as well. Fantastic corner, possibly the best corner on the circuit, depending on who you ask, as we head into the stadium section now. Another cambered corner, banked corner, the left-hander there at turn number 12. Another fantastic corner because you get just so much extra grip because of that camber on the corner. And then the final couple of corners, very swooping and high-speed corners as well in 4th gear at the exit as we come out at about 100 miles an hour thereabouts. And on board with D2G once again in 4th position, trying to get into 3rd position. Oh, he's run off the circuit. And that must be the same thing that happened to him last time.
Yeah, I think it was Dr. DK who cut the corner, or actually extended the corner last time. But yeah, let's see if the slipstream is helping Dr. DK here. He's trying to catch, I think it was Insomnia, and not a lot of battles going on the back here. That's a little bit curious, I think.
Senna-esque and Eddie just behind just went side by side into the hairpin, but yeah, ahead of Shino here, it looks like everybody's just kind of all one by one going through the circuit. You could see the gaps as they go through that turn 7 kink, and it's almost like equidistant, the gap between 7th, 6th, 5th, 4th, and 3rd. It's incredible low, but Shino's looking to change that. Looks like Eddie and Senna-esque as well in the background, still battling, and I think Senna-esque just got a big moment of oversteer and lost out to Eddie pretty heavily. And yeah, as you mentioned, as you were talking about before, Mikko, Dr. DK trying to close in on that gap between himself and Insomnia in 3rd position, but it seems to me like D2G is actually catching up to Dr. DK more so than Dr. DK is catching up to Insomnia as we come to the end of the 4th lap out of this 10-lap race, and using a little bit of the inside curb at turn 16. The final corner is Dr. DK, and Julius Caesar surprisingly still in 11th position. With this series, you really see quite a bit of overtaking. It's rare to see somebody stay in the same position, regardless of where that starting position was. But of course, being the slowest in qualifying, and with really no accidents in this race, I can't say I'm too surprised to see Julius Caesar still at the back. We haven't really seen him in this race, so we don't really know how far back he is. But as we were talking about before, the gaps between the cars in sort of 3rd, 4th, 5th in that range really seems to be about the same. as we move on board with Shino again. He's got Walker not too far behind. I wonder if he's in slipstream range enough to try and make a move into this hairpin here.
And I think Insomnia in third is catching the guys in front a little bit, maybe a few tenths per lap. And I think actually we saw in the standings in the upper left corner. Yeah, actually right now we saw Red Eye and Pushy just switching places, and they must be battling there quite heavily.
Yeah, as they were going through the kind of turn 8, 9, 10 complex. Oh, that's a big moment of oversteer for Shino. Puts him in the grass, and that's going to lose him out on at least one position. And there goes Senna-esque now up to 9th. So Shino down into 10th position after starting from 4th. That is not a great day for him so far. And
look at the gap.
Yeah, and you were exactly right. The battling between the leaders, between Red Eye and Rival, who, as you were mentioning, driving under the name Pushy this time, but that battling for first has allowed Insomnia to close right up on them, and we've definitely got a solid 3-way battle for the lead of this race, and could easily become a 5-way battle with Dr. DK not far behind and D2G just a little bit behind Dr. DK.
Yeah, and actually these two groups are starting to just merge into one big group, with Dr. DK being the fourth of these guys, and well, D2G just trying to hang with these guys, and if they make any mistakes or collide or anything, then just maybe try and take an advantage of that.
Yep, he could go from 5th into a podium position pretty quickly if something bad happens up at the front with these three guys. Insomnia still in 3rd, so it is very much still between Pushy and Red Eye, as we're now into the second half of this 10-lap race, and it looks like they're about 3 wide heading into turn number 8 into the Mercedes corners. Corner, that's incredible. Insomnia, though, still in 3rd position. A big moment of oversteer for Dr. DK, but he countersteers and manages to hold on to that. Red Eye takes the lead once again, heading into the Mobile 1 corner as somebody takes out the meter marker on the left-hand side there, and Insomnia still in 3rd, so he's very much involved in this battle. You can see he's really pushing up against Pushy. He's getting pushy with Pushy, and he's up into 2nd place now. Can he challenge around the outside? That would be very difficult to go around the outside of both of these corners. To go around the outside of one corner is one thing, but to do it in 2 consecutive corners is a whole nother thing. But as we were talking about, this battling between the top 3 has really allowed Dr. DK to close in. Sure, and of course he's been able to see this battle up ahead for quite a while. And that is very unfortunate for Pushy. He runs a little bit wide at the exit of turn 1, and that's going to give him a time penalty. And Insomnia now takes the lead of this race as we head onto the very long straight through the Parabolica. Now he takes the lead of this race after starting from 6th position. So Insomnia having a fantastic race, up 5 positions. What happened with Shino here? This was earlier on lap number 6 as he was trying to make a move on Senna-esque, got the inside line for turn number 2, and let's see if he can get it all slowed down. It looks like he does. Senna-esque, though, with the switchback maneuver, is getting very close to him. He's going to have the slipstream as well, and I imagine he's going to be coming under threat into the hairpin. Back on board now.
Look at D2G.
Look at D2G. Wow, that incredible slipstream speed. It just allows him to move up and past Pushy. And Pushy trying to grab the inside line, though, for the hairpin. And they are going to be side by side. And Pushy takes the position straight back. That was incredible stuff. A nice attempt from D2G. Great job by both drivers to avoid any sort of contact there. Very fair, clean racing we're seeing here in the later stages of this race. Really all race long, though, as once again, there's some big battling going on up at the front. Can Dr. DK capitalize? It looks like he's up into a podium position. Can he pressure Insomnia here for the lead of this race as we're coming towards the end of lap number 7 into the stadium section once again? But first, the high-speed Mobile 1 corner, the right-hander, and he's all over the back of him, contact with his rear wheel. I think Dr. DK is the one getting pushy now, and D2G not far off. Insomnia runs a little bit wide. They're going to be side by side here, but Insomnia is going to get the inside line for the final 2 corners, and yeah, it looks like he's going to hold him off for now.
I think it was Red Eye who just went a little bit wide into the runoff at turn 8, but all is not lost, because as you can see, the slipstream is it is really strong, especially around this track. Just that long straight from turn 4 to turn 6. You don't exactly even want to be going first in that corner.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And Dr. DK did not go into that corner in first. He went into it in second, but now he's gone. He's dropped down to third behind Red Eye. So Red Eye with a little bit of a recovery here, moving himself back up into second place. And look how powerful the slipstream was. It got him right up behind Insomnia, nearly challenging for the lead of this race. Takes a much tighter apex. Gets a little bit of encouragement from Dr. DK at the exit of the corner there. Dr. DK says, "Go on, son, have that first place." Oh, and it looks like there's been a little bit of contact between the teammates Senna-esque and Walker, and Senna-esque has dropped down into 10th place as a result. Shino with some oversteer. It seems like all the drivers really getting quite a bit of oversteer through turn number 10, so can't really criticize on that one. Dr. DK, though, in that podium position as it stands right now, still 2 laps remaining. Oh, and there's been contact between Insomnia and Red Eye, and Red Eye has definitely lost out there. It looks like Insomnia also is going to lose out as Dr. DK goes around the outside at turn number 10, and it looks like, yep, Insomnia is going to have to settle for second best as they head into the stadium section on lap number 8 here, and it's getting very, very close. We can see behind actually Red Eye now pressuring Insomnia, which would be fantastic for Dr. DK if he could get those 3 cars behind him all battling each other. That could be a great opportunity for him.
Yeah, and he's got a little bit of a gap going behind me, but actually outside the view here we could see a couple of laps ago, I think Julius Caesar has been right. He's out of the race because we can see Shino who's in last place right now.
Yep. Shino down into 10th and now last position as we've lost Julius Caesar for one reason or another. Dr. DK under attack from Insomnia at the turn 2 hairpin, and it looks like he gets a much better exit than Insomnia there. Actually, it looked like Insomnia was going to get him at the inside of turn 2. But something must have happened. He maybe just excessive wheel spin, even more excessive than Dr. DK's, but doesn't look like it's going to matter all that much as Insomnia comes flying by. Red Eye might be flying by as well, and it's getting very, very tight into this hairpin. We've got about 4 cars trying to go through this corner all at the same time, and it looks like Red Eye is going to come out ahead. He's going to have the inside line for turn 7, but not for turn 8. Insomnia just needs to stay around the outside of this corner. They're doing a little bit of wheel banging. Dr. DK, of course, getting the slipstream means that he can almost make a lunge for first place heading into the corner here on the penultimate lap at turn number 8. And is he going to be able to go around the outside of Red Eye here? No, he can't. He's going to have to try and do it at the Mobile 1 corner, which would be very, very difficult to do. But if he can do it, he'll earn the inside line for long turn 12. And I can't believe he actually did that. That's amazing. But Red Eye now coming at him from the outside of the hairpin. There's been contact. Oh, and Red Eye goes spinning off into the infield, and that's going to drop him several positions, at least a handful of positions. Going to give D2G a free position. Dr. DK now into second position, and as we start the final lap of this race, the only car in front of Dr. DK is Insomnia, but look at that gap that he's got for right now.
Yeah, if he just gets a good exit from, I think it's turn 3 and turn 4, then he might be in the clear here, but Dr. DK, you shouldn't underestimate him. And here comes Shino on Senna-esque.
Yep, Shino trying to have a recovery drive after starting this race from the second row of the grid. Now, was down into 10th. He managed to get by Walker, so he's up into 9th and trying to pressurize Senna-esque here for 8th position, trying to salvage this race as best as he can. Senna-esque started the race in 8th position, and it looks like Shino is going to relegate him down into 9th position. Did he go for the move too early, though? It looks like he may have, as the cars are still pretty much side by side. Yeah, he didn't get the benefit of the slipstream as they were heading down this straight and through the Parabolica, so they're going to be heading into the hairpin just about side by side, and it looks like he doesn't brake late enough. He does the switchback, though, on Senna-esque, a very nice move. Senna-esque disappearing there for a brief moment, which is always a little worrying, as you can see, for Shino, as we head into turn number 7 for the final time in this race. And Senna-esque hangs it around the outside there, actually. A fantastic move from Senna-esque, who...
it goes wide.
Commentator's curse, I have done him in. I apologize, Senna-esque, and it looks like Shino is going to take that 8th place position at the end of this race, unless something catastrophic happens to him in the the stadium section here. And speaking of the stadium section, we're on board with Dr. DK. Insomnia runs very wide right near the end of the race. Dr. DK takes first position after starting this race in 5th from the 3rd row of the grid right at the very end. Insomnia's mistake means that he gets the win and he crosses the line. Insomnia in 2nd position, Pushy in 3rd, and we've got some more battling though. Looks like Senna-esque is fighting back at him. It looks like Walker's involved as well, trying to get this 7th place position. Or I'm sorry, that wasn't Walker. I'm not sure who that was. But Senna-esque still pressurizing him as they go through the final corner. Can he get a better exit? It's a very short run to the line, and who was spun off there? Somebody was spun off on the side, and they all gained a position. I think it was Jeb. I think Jeb spun round right at the end there, and it was actually Eddie in the end that DNF'd. Oh man, or maybe it was Eddie. I'm not really sure. That was a very hectic end to that race. You can see the top 3 drivers separated by less than 7/10 of a second. It really doesn't get much closer than that. That is truly incredible. Red Eye is the championship leader, sitting on 105 points. Dr. DK improving his fortunes after getting the win today, now in 2nd position with 83 points. Insomnia hanging on to 3rd, though, with 81 points, and then D2G is in 4th position, so that is your top 4 in the standings. And taking a look at the back end, Julius Caesar yet to score points, which is unfortunate for him. I'm sure he'll be looking for better fortunes at the next race. Rival with only 15 points, though. Very surprising there, of course. It wasn't the best of races for him. He had that contact, so he had his own issues here today. In the team's championship, Raven West Motorsport leading with 137 points to Intel Motorsports 126, and Razor in 3rd position with 101, with a big gap down to Cusco on 52, and then another pretty large gap actually down to Monster and Team Kicker as well. So it's pretty close up at the front with the top 3, but then it looks like a pretty large gap to the rest of the field. Oakley Motorsports only scoring 2 points so far this season, so that's certainly not what they wanted, I assume. That's going to do it for the German Grand Prix. Thank you so much for joining me, Miko.
Yeah, no problem.
And we will see you guys next time. Thanks for watching.
See you next time.